Hello all, welcome to Krako's video series. In this video, I am going to solve the quantitative aptitude session of previous year SSC CGL paper. Before getting into the video, please do like, share, subscribe and hit the bell icon for instant notifications. And also, I would like to explain you about the mock test we are providing. We are providing mock tests for both SSC, CGL and also CHSL. We are providing 2 free mocks also. For 199 each. Please do visit our website cracku.in and enroll for these mocks for your better practice and best score. Now let us see the questions asked in the previous year in 2020 and let us see how we can solve it in an easy way in less time. Okay, let's begin with the first question now. The value of 3 into 1 minus 2 sin square x by cos square x minus sin square x is. Here we can write, like we know that cos square x plus sin square x is equals to 1. Therefore, cos square x is equals to 1 minus sin square x. So, here it will be, in the place of cos square x, write it as 1 minus sin square x and this is minus sin square x, which becomes by 1 minus sin square x gives rise to minus 2 sin square x. This both gets cancelled, therefore the answer is 3, that is option B. Let's see the next one. The perimeter of a square plot is same as that of a rectangular plot with the sides 35 meters and 15 meters. So it is given that the sides of rectangular plot is 35 meters and 15 meters. So therefore, see, rectangle, the length must be 35 meters and breadth is 15 meters. So the perimeter of a rectangle is 2 into length plus breadth. So that becomes 2 into 35 plus 15, that is 50. Therefore, the perimeter of rectangle has become 100 meters. In the question, it is given as the perimeter of square plot is same as that of rectangular plot. So, the perimeter of square will be same as rectangle. We'll see, like square side, if the side is A, perimeter is 4A and area is A square. So now it is given as 4A is equals to 100 meters according to the question. Therefore, A will be 100 by 4, that is 25 meters. That is, side of a square is 25 meters. The question is asking the side of the square is, that is 25 meters. Therefore, answer is option A. Hope you are clear with this. For this question, you need to know the basic formulas, that is rectangle length, rectangle perimeter, that is 2 into L plus B, and also square perimeter, that is 4A, that is 4 into side. Answer is option A. And now let us see the next one. The value of 515 into 485. In these questions, do not start multiplying in the traditional way like 515 into 485 and you start multiplying. It takes like so long, and also if you miss any part in between, you will be in a trouble since we have a time constraint in the competitive examinations. So in this question, we have to observe, is there anything we can do in a short way? It is 515 into 485. It is 515 is 500 plus 15 and 485 is 500 minus 15. Now this is in the form of A plus B into A minus B, which is equal to A square minus B square. This is the basic algebra formula that we all know. So using this formula, now we will solve this. Now this is A, this is B. This is a plus b into a minus b. So to get a square minus b square, 500 square is like 5 5s are 25. So we have 2 zeros here and 2 zeros here. So 500 square is 25 0000. And a square minus b square, no, 15 square is 225. So I'll tell you a short trick. 15 square is 225. How? Like if we don't remember suddenly. The number which is ending with 5, suppose it is 15, 25, 35, anything. The square is easily found like 5 5s is 25. So the last will be 25. And after 1 it is 2. So 1 into 2 is 2. Therefore 15 square is 25. And same is for 25 also. 5 5s is 25, we write it at the end, and after 2 it is 3, 2 3s is 6, so 625. Similarly for 35, 5 5s is 25 and 3 into the next number 4, 3 into 4 is 12, 1 2 2 5. This is a small trick, please remember it. And now 25 0000 minus 225. Let's subtract it. After subtracting, you get the answer as 249775. This is the answer. Answer is option A. So please don't go with the traditional methods. The examiner also gives you this question in keeping in mind that you have to find a small thing, that is 500 plus 15 and 500 minus 15 to solve the question. Let's see the next one now. The following table shows the number of students enrolled in different streams in a particular college. It is given the subjects, boys, girls, and number of students. The ratio of number of girls studying arts to the number of girls studying in all the other streams is. So he is asking the ratio of girls studying in arts. Now let us see how many girls are studying arts. Number of girls studying arts is 45. It is given in the table. See, arts by girls is 45, and he is asking the ratio of girls studying arts to number of girls studying in all other streams. See, you have to remember the keyword here, all other streams, not the total number of girls. So you no need to add 45. It will be, see, all other streams. That means 18 plus 42 plus 30. This 30, 42 and 18. Do not add 45 because the question asks this all other streams, not total number of girls. Okay. Now this one will be 90. So therefore the ratio is 45 by 90, which is 1 by 2. Therefore the answer is option C. Now let's see the next one. The compound interest on a certain sum at the end of 2 years is rupees 408, and the simple interest on the same sum for the same time, it is 400. The rate of interest per annum is. Now the difference between 408 and 400, that is the compound interest on the difference between compound interest and simple interest, that is 408 minus 400, that is 8, and it is given that the simple interest on the same sum for the same time is 400. So 8 is equals to 400 into rate into the, like we know the simple interest formula, that is P T R by 100. So 100. This is P, this is time T, and R, we have to find R, and by 100. So by calculating this, zeros get cancelled, 4 1s and 4 2s. So rate is equals to 2%. Therefore answer is option A. A car dealer purchased an old car for rupees 1,08,500. So CP is equals to 1,08,500 and spend some amount on its maintenance. So the cost price will be including of 1,08,500 and maintenance cost, let it be X, and he sold it for rupees 1,56,250, that is SP is equals to 1,56,250, and by earning a profit is equals to 25%. how much money did he spend on the maintenance cost? So we need to find X. We know the formula, CP is equals to SP by 100 plus profit percentage into 100. So solving this, like CP is 108500 plus X is equals to 156250 by 125 into 100. 25 fours is 100, 25 fives is 125, 5 ones, 5 threes 15, 5 ones are 5, 5 twos 10, 31250 into 4. 31250 into 4 is equals to 1,08,500. So plus X. X is the maintenance cost. This is what we have got till now. Now solving this, 31250 into 4 is 125,000. That is equals to 108,500 plus X. Therefore, X is equals to 125,000 minus 108,500, which gives us X as 16,500. That is, the maintenance cost is 16,500. Therefore, answer is option A. Let's see the next one now. The following table gives us the frequency of vowels used in the page of a book. As per the given data, which vowel occurs less than 80 times? This is like observation type of questions. I know these are very easy while we are practicing solving in our home, but in the examination circumstances, we are like so tensed, so that we make very silly mistakes in such questions. It's really a big regret. So please be careful while solving such questions. Even they are very easy, we make mistakes in very easy questions only. Why? Because we write it as 3 2s as 5 and 3 plus 2 as 6 sometimes, and 3 plus 3 as 9. So please be careful, and like let's solve this question now. Which vowels occur less than 80 times? Less than 80 times, the vowels that occur are, see, A, which is occurring 75 times, and O, that is occurring 70 times, and U, which is occurring 75 times again. Therefore, the answer is A, O and U. They asked you, here is one tricky one. They asked you less than 80, not 80 and less than 8, less than or equal to. It's not less than or equal to. So do not consider I. So you get confused between B and C, but the answer is C. It's not less than or equal to, it is less than. Okay. Now let's see the next one. 8 persons can finish a work in 20 days. After 5 days, they were requested to complete the work in next 8 days. How many more persons should join the group to fulfill the requirement? Let us see how to solve this question. Given that 8 persons can finish a work in 20 days, that is, total work is equals to 20 into 8, that is 160. After 5 days, they were asked to complete the work in next 8 days. So, the work done in 5 days is 5 into 8, that is 40. Therefore, the remaining work is 160 minus 40, that is 120. This is the remaining work, and we need to find how many more persons should join to fulfill the group requirement. According to the question, number of man into time is equals to 120. That is, number of man into 8 is equals to 120. Therefore, number of man will be, that's number of men, sorry, will be 120 by 8, that is 15. Therefore, number of persons should join in the group to fulfill the requirement is 15 minus 8, that is 7. Therefore, the answer is option C. Let us see the next one now. The following table shows the income for a particular month together with their source in respect of 5 employees. For employee D, the income from overtime is what percent of his total income? For employee D, income from overtime, he is getting 2500. is what percent of his total income? Total income is given as 40,000. So here it's a simple thing. Now 2500 is what percent? That is x by 100. What, like we don't know what is the percentage, so we consider it as x by 100 of 40,000. Just from the given sentence we are deducing the formula, that's it. See, the income from overtime is what percent of his total income? See, the income is 2500, is equal to what percent? That is x by 100 of total income. Total income is 40,000. So solving this for x, we get 2 2's cancel and this 2 zeros gets cancelled. So the answer will be x is equals to 25 by 4, that is 6.25%. So answer is option C. Now let's see the next one. In a class, the average score of 30 students is in a test is 69. When it comes to average, the basic formula is average is equals to sum of the score or any data, like sum of the data by number of students or values or anything, like number of values, is the average formula, basic formula. So he is telling that the average score of 30 students on a test is 69. Given that average is 69, so 69 is equals to, we don't know the sum of the scores. Let the sum of the scores be x and the number of students are 30 students. Therefore, x is equals to 69 into 30, that is 9 3 is 27, 6 3 is 18 plus 2, 20, so 2070. Later it was found that the score of one student was wrongly read as 88 instead of 58. Therefore, the actual average score is, instead of 58, it is read as 88. See, 88 is greater than 58. So, instead of 58, it is read as 88. So, the actual sum should be 2070 minus 88 minus 58, that would be 30. So, that is 2040. Now, he is asking the actual average score is. So, 2040 by 30, that is 0 gets cancelled, 3 ones and 3 6 are 18 and 2 3 8s are 24. Therefore, the answer is 68. I'll explain you again. Average is sum of the data by number of values. So, it is given that 69 is the average score of 30 students in a test. So, 69 is equals to, let the sum of the scores be x, 30, and the number of students is 30. Therefore, x value is equals to 2070. But it is given that one student's score is wrongly read as 88 instead of 58. That is, he is getting more 30 marks, like more 30 is added to this wrongly. So, we are subtracting that 30 marks from this total sum of the scores. So, we are getting 2040. Now, he is asking the actual average score. So, 2040 by 30. Why 30? Because 30 students are there, no? So, it is 30. So, 2040 by 30 is giving us 68. That is the answer. Hope it is helpful for you and hope you are all understanding those solutions clearly. Let us see the next question now. PAQ is a tangent to a circle with center O. Whenever you find a question that is related to a geometry, please draw the figure. Drawing a perfect figure, like it gives you the half solution there. This is a circle with center O. PAQ is a tangent to a circle at a point A on it. Therefore, P, this is A and this is Q. AB is a chord such that BAQ is equals to x degrees. AB is a chord. Put it at here. Such that BAQ is x degrees. BAQ. So, this total angle is x degrees, which is less than 90 degrees. C is a point on the major arc. This is the major arc. C is a point somewhere. Let it be here, is a point on a major arc such that angle ACB is y degrees. ACB. So just draw this like this. ACB is y degrees. Later, if ABO is equals to 32 degrees, A, B and O, A, B and O is 30 degrees. So extend this here. ABO is 30 degrees. 32 degrees. Then the value of x plus y is. So here the thing you have to understand is OB is the radius. Therefore OA is also radius. The radius is same. So that is OA is equals to OB. If two sides are equal, then its opposite angles are also equal, since from the rule of a triangle. Therefore this is also 32. This is a triangle. If two angles are 32 and 32, and the other angle we have to find it. So 32 plus 32 is 64. The sum of the angles in a triangle is 180. Therefore, this angle AOB is equals to 180 minus 64. 180 minus 64, that is 116 degrees. So this one is 116 degrees. Now look at here. Triangle ABO and triangle ABC are the similar triangles. Therefore, the value of angle ACB is equals to half of the value of angle AOB. Therefore, the angle C, that is y, is equals to 116 by 2, that is 58 degrees. Now we have to find the value of angle x. Now we need to find angle x. Here it is given as PAQ as tangent. Therefore this total angle will be 90 degrees. But it is we already know this angle BAO is 32. Therefore to find x, it is 90 minus 32, which is 58 again. Therefore x is equals to 58, y is equals to 58, and x plus y is 116. The answer is 116. I'll make you clear again. The given question is PAQ is tangent to the circle with center O. So this is the circle with center O, and PAQ is the tangent. A is on the circle. AB is a chord such that AB is a chord such that BAQ is equals to x degrees. BAQ is x degrees, and C is a point on the major arc. This is the major arc, and C is a point on the major arc AB such that angle ACB is y degrees. So ACB, this angle is y degrees. If angle ABO is 32 degrees, that is this angle is 32, then find the value of x plus y. Here this angle is 32. OB is the radius and OA is also the radius. Therefore OB is equals to OA. The length of OB and OA will be same. This is a triangle. Now in a triangle, if two sides are same, the opposite angles are also equal. So this is 32 and this is also 32. In a triangle, the sum of the angles is 180 degrees. So we know the other two angles. We can find this angle AOB as 116. These both are the similar triangles. Therefore angle ACB is equals to half of angle AOB. So we got angle ACB, that is y degrees, is as 58 degrees. Now we need to find x. Given that PAQ is the tangent, therefore this value of angle A, complete A, will be, that is OAQ will be 90 degrees, but we already know OAB as 32. 90 minus 32 will be the value of x. They are asking x plus y, that is 58 plus 58, that is 116. This is the answer. This is easiest question when we know, like when we have to think in the examination that OB is equals to OA, therefore this is 32 and this is 32. This is the key point in this question. As I have said, in any type of question in SSC examinations, you will have only one key point there. If you find that, you can solve the question even if it is difficult or anything. See, now we got the idea that OB is equals to OA. That's why only like we thought this is 32, and in isosceles triangle two sides are equal and their opposite angles are equal. This is 32. Therefore only we were able to solve this question, otherwise we couldn't. That's why I'm saying foundation, the fundamental things are very important rather than solving high level problems in SSC examinations. Like hope you understand this question. Friends, Krakow is providing SSC, CGL and CHSL mocks. We are providing SSC, CGL and CHSL mocks for 199 each. We are also providing 2 free mocks for both the examinations. Please do visit our website cracku.in and enroll for these mocks for your better practice and best score. Let us see the next one now. The smallest number which may replace star in the number 1190 star 6 to make the number divisible by 9. In order to solve this question, first we need to know the divisibility rule of 9. That is, divisibility rule of 9 is if sum of the all digits in a number is divisible by 9, then the whole number is also divisible by 9. So here it would be 1 plus 1 plus 9 plus 0 plus let this digit be x plus 6 should be divisible by 9. Like the sum will be 9, 10, 11. 11 plus 6 is 17. 17 plus x by 9. Now, from the options, put the value of any of the options in the x and check whether it is getting divisible or not. When we put 0, like 17 by 9, it is like it's not divisible. And when we put 3, 17 plus 3 is 20, it is also not divisible. And 9, 17 plus 9 is 26, it is also not divisible. But 17 plus 1, which is 18, it is divisible by 9. That is 18 by 9 is like 9 ones, 9 twos. So it is divisible by 9. Therefore, the least number, like the smallest number which may replace this digit is 1. Therefore, the answer is option A. Hope you understand this question. Yeah. The value of 26 minus 13 into 2 divided by 2 plus 1. We see it is very simple question. What kind of question is this in the examination? But everyone will do mistake here. Like not everyone, like most of the people does mistake here in a hurry like in examination. Like see, we have a rule that is called as Bodmer's rule. Bodmer's rule is B for brackets, O for off, D is for division, M is for multiplication, A is for addition and S is for subtraction. Using this rule, we have to solve any kind of simplification questions, otherwise it may get wrong. Okay. So now it is from this, in this one, first we have to solve the bracket one. See, first subtraction comes or first multiplication comes? First multiplication comes according to Bodmer's. So it is 26 minus 13 into 2. 13 into 2 is 26. Now next it is division. Division is like 2 plus 1. Like this is the one we are extracting from this given question. So 26 minus 26 is 0. 0 by 2 plus 1. 0 by anything is 0. So 0 plus 1, the answer is 1. Therefore, the answer is option B. Here again one thing. Most of the people will do the mistake as 26 minus 26 by 2 plus 1 here itself. No, it is wrong. It is like divisible, divided by 2 and then addition. Like see, first division, next addition. So first you have to divide, later you have to add. This is not this like 2 plus 1. Okay. Don't get confused there. Always remember Bodmer's rule. Okay. Now let's see the next one. The value of cos 10, cos 30, cos 50, cos 70 and cos 90. Yes, this is one more type of question where we get panicked. Like we in the examination we feel like, oh, we don't know the value of cos 10, cos 10, cos 50. Again we have to do the sign changes like sign of 90 minus and all. But no, here is the point you have to observe. Cos 90. Cos 90 value is 0. So 0 is multiplied with any number, we get the answer as 0. Therefore, the answer is option B, 0. Okay. So do not panic. First you have to think, like you have to search where a key point will be there for every question. From that we get the answer very easily. You can solve this easily by practicing so much. You have to practice a lot every day such questions, so that you'll easily get. That's the difference between like practicing, like we have to practice in a time constraint. That makes the difference, because if there is no time, we'll be thinking about what is this cos 10, cos 30 and all. When there is a time constraint and you practicing, it would be like creating you, like in the examination also, in that small time constraint, it helps you to get the idea when we practice in home like that. Okay. Now let's see the next one. A cell phone was marked at 20% above the cost price and the discount of 10% was given on its marked price. What is the profit percentage? For such questions, first we have to assume, let the price be 100. It was let the cost price be 100. It is given that it was marked at 20% above the cost price. So marked price will be 120. And discount of 10% was given on its marked price. So discount of 10%, that is 120 into 10 by 100, which gives you 12. That is, therefore after the discount, the value is 120 minus 12, which is 108. Now it is asking what is the profit percentage. The CP is 100 and the final value we got is 108. Therefore the profit percentage is 8%. Okay. Now let's see the next one. The value of cosecant 30 minus tan 45 into cot 30 into tan 30. See, cosecant 30 is 1 by sin 30. Okay, 1 by sin 30 minus tan 45. That is 1 by sin 30. Sin 30 is half. So it is 1 by sin 30 is 2. Minus tan 45 is 1. 2 minus 1 into cot 60 is same as tan 30, that is 1 by root 3 into 1 by root 3. So solving this, 2 minus 1 is 1. 1 by root 3 into 1 by root 3 is 1 by 3. Therefore the answer is 1 by 3. Option A. Here the small thing is you need to know the values of the trigonometric values. Please do learn all this. The one table will be there, no? You please do learn this trigonometric values. That will be very much useful for you for solving such questions in very less time. Okay. One sine values, if you learn, you can learn all the other values very much easily. I'll tell you how. See, like sine 0 degrees, 30 degrees, 60 degrees, 90 degrees. Sine 0 is 0, sine 30 is half, sine 60 is root 3 by 2 and sine 90 is 1. Just remember these 4 values. You can remember for every other value. Now let's see for cos. Cos is just reverse of sine. Like cos 0 is 1, cos 30 is root 3 by 2, cos 60 is half and cos 90 is 0. Now with these two values, we can see secant is inverse of cos, like secant is 1 by cos. So 1 by 1 is 1, 1 by root 3 by 2 is 2 by root 3 and 1 by 2 is 2 and 1 by 0, 1 by 0 is infinity. Okay, cosecant will be, cosecant is 1 by sine, it is reciprocal of sine. Cosecant is 1 by 0, 1 by 0 is infinity, 1 by 2 is 2, 1 by root 3 by 2 is 2 by root 3 and 1 by 1 is 1. And now tan. Tan is sine by cos. 0 by 1, 0 by anything it is 0 and 1 by 2 by 1 root 3 by 2. See, 1 by 2 by root 3 by 2 gives us 1 by 2 into 2 by root 3 1 by root 3. Tan 30 is 1 by root 3. And tan 60 is root 3 by 2 by 1 by 2, that is root 3. And tan 90 is 1 by 0, that is infinity. Cot is inverse of tan. So that is 1 by 0 is infinity. Same, it comes reverse. Cot 30 is root 3 and cot 60 is 1 by root 3 and cot 90 is 0. And I forgot to add this 45 degrees. I'm sorry. 45 degrees is 1 by root 2. Sin 45 is 1 by root 2 and cos 45 is also 1 by root 2. Sin 45 and cos 45, the theta value will be same and the value is 1 by root 2. So secant 45 is 1 by cos, no? So the answer is root 2 here. Secant 45 is root 2 and cosecant 45 is also root 2 obviously. And tan is sin by cos, no? 1 by root 2 by 1 by root 2. Therefore both get cancelled and the answer is tan 45 is 1 and also cot 45 is also 1 since cot 45 is 1 by tan 45. Therefore this is the table you need to study. You need to remember this table in order to solve any questions regarding trigonometry. Please don't neglect this table. Without this table you can't solve any question very easily. Okay. Now let's see the next one. If x plus 3y plus 2 is equals to 0, then find the value of x cube plus 27y cube plus 8 minus 18xy. This is the basic algebra related questions. Now do not do it as x plus 3y plus 2 whole cube or x plus 3y plus 2 whole cube like that. It takes lot of time and also this is, since it is a cube, we get messed up in between. So do not do like this. Now what you do is x plus 3y is equals to minus 2. So cubing on both sides, since the value we need in cubes, we have to cube it on both sides. X plus 3y whole cube is equals to minus 2 whole cube. So cubing this, like the basic formula of cube is, see, a plus b whole cube is a cube plus b cube plus 3ab into a plus b. So solving it like that, x cube plus 9y cube plus 3 3 is 9xy into a plus b, that is x plus 3y is equals to minus 2 whole cube is minus 8. Here do not by mistakenly write it as 8, it is minus 8. Okay. So now what we are doing is x plus 3y is already we have written here as minus 2. So x cube plus 9y cube plus 9xy into minus 2 is equals to minus 8. Yeah. Solving this now, it is x cube plus 9y cube minus 18xy plus 8. This is what he asked. So the right hand side will be 0. So the answer is option D, 0. Hope you understand this question. Why? Because see, again I am telling you, do not make this mistake. This is a blunder mistake. Why? Because it takes so much time for you and most probably the answers will be wrong if you do in this method. You just take this step. From this you can easily solve the problem. Let's see the next one. Let us see this question now. As per the data shown in the following table, what is the percentage of students who got less than 50 marks? Let's see how many students got less than 50 marks. 5 plus 11 plus 18 plus 38 till here. So these are 72 students. Now the question is asking what is the percentage of students who got less than 50 marks. To calculate the percentage of students who got less than 50 marks, write 72 by total number of students. Total number of students is this 72 plus the remaining 39 plus 24 plus 15, that is 78. 78 into 100, which is 72 by 150 into 100. Solving this, 0, 0 get cancelled. 5 2s are 10 and 24 into 2 is 48%. So 48% of the students has secured less than 50 marks. In a triangle, if AB is equals to AC, let's draw a triangle. AB is equals to AC and angle ABC is equals to 72, then angle BAC is what? So, it is telling that AB is equals to AC. That means it is an isosceles triangle. In isosceles triangle, angles opposite to the sides are equal. So, if this is 72, this is also 72. So, 72 plus 72 is 144. So, in a triangle, the sum of the angles is 180. Therefore, angle A is 180 minus 144, which is 36. Therefore, the answer is option A, 36 degrees. See, the questions are really very simple. You need to just know the basic topic, like basic formulas related to the geometry or any topic. All the basic questions only been asked in the SSC exam, but you need to know where the key point is in the question. See, if AB, like here in this question, the key point is AB is equals to AC, like two sides are equal. Immediately we should, the thing should strike that if AB is equals to AC, then the angles are also equal. Angles opposite to the sides are also equal. See, in SSC exams, only the basic questions are asked. Like these are not very tough. We need to find the key point in these questions. Like in this question, see, AB is equals to AC. That means two sides are equal. Then immediately we need to recall that if two sides are equal, it is an isosceles triangle and the angles opposite to the sides are also equal. From that we will get, this is also 72. So, we can write it as 144 and 180 minus 144. If we don't remember that the angles are also equal, then we can't do anything. So, the basic stuff is really important to remember. Okay. Always the fundamentals are important. Yeah. Now, let's see the next one. In a circle, AB is the diameter and CD is the chord. AB and CD produced meet at a point P outside the circle. Now, let's draw the circle. In a circle, AB is the diameter, see, AB, and CD is the chord. CD is a chord. AB and CD produced to meet at a point P outside the circle. So, PD is given as 15.3 and CD is given as 11.9. Yeah, here CD is given as 11.9 and DP is given as 15.3. Therefore, CP is equals to 27.2. It is given as AP is equals to 30.6. AP is equals to 30.6. Then the radius of the circle is, it is asking the radius of the circle, that is OB or AO, anything. So, here from this, like it's a there is a property that PA into PB is equals to PC into PD. See, PA into PB is equals to PC into PD. Substituting the values, PA is 30.6 and PB is, we don't know, and PC is 27.2 and PD is 15.3. Like solving this, we get PB as 13.6. So here we know PB as 13.6 and total AP as 30.6. See, AP is equals to 30.6. To know the value of AB, 30.6 minus 13.6, that is 6 minus 6 is 0, 30 minus 13 is 17. But AB is the diameter. Here again, AB is the diameter. So, radius will be AB by 2, that is 17 by 2, which is 8.5. Therefore, Answer is option B, 8.5. So, I'll explain you again. This is the circle, AB is the diameter, CD is the chord. These both are extended to the point P, and it is given that PD is equals to 15.3 and CD is equals to 11.9. It is also given AP is equals to 30.6. So, we know the values, we know the values AP, CP and also PA. So, we know the values PB, PD and PB. So, we know the values PD, CD and AP now. From the property, PA into PB is equals to PC into PD. When we substitute all these values, we get the value PB. But here we already know that AP is equals to 30.6. We can get the value of AB as 17. But AB is given, AB is the diameter, but the question is asking us radius. So, diameter by 2 is radius. Therefore, AB by 2 we get the radius, that is 17 by 2, 8.5. This is the answer. Never forget to read the question as don't mistakenly read it as diameter. Why? Because everyone will do till this step and they will forget to do AB by 2 and they'll mark the answer as wrong. Okay. Let's see the next question. Be careful while attempting the questions. From an external point P, a tangent PQ is drawn to the circle with the center O, touching the circle at Q. So, circle O, center O, this is Q, this is the external point P. If the distance of P from the center is 13 centimeters, this is 13 centimeters and length of the tangent PQ is 12 centimeters, then the radius of the circle is, that is they are asking OQ. Here now everyone gets scared, oh this is such a big geometry question, but no, the question is tangent PQ, so the angle is 90 degrees and it is a right angle triangle. That's it. Using the Pythagoras theorem, just solve it and you will get the answer as OQ as 5. This is the radius, answer is option B. Okay, that is C. OQ square plus OP square is equals to QP square. We don't know OQ. OQ square plus 13 square is 169 and 12 square is 144. So, OQ square is equals to 25 and OQ is 5, that is radius is 5. So, this is the important key point in this question. So, read the question carefully. You can attempt any question in SSC. Okay. Let's see the next one. P plus Q is 7, PQ is 5 and value of PQ plus Q cube. Again algebra, it's very easy. See. P cube plus Q cube they are asking. P plus Q is equals to 7. Cubing on both sides. That is P cube plus Q cube plus 3PQ into P plus Q is equals to 7 7s 49 and 49 into 7 is 343. So, P cube plus Q cube plus, already they have given the value of PQ as 5. So, 5 3 is 15 and P plus Q as 7 into 7 is equals to 343. So, PQ plus Q cube plus 15 sevens is 105 is equals to 343 and P cube plus Q cube is equals to 343 minus 105, which is 238. This is the answer. Now again, I will tell you 343 minus 105. We need to do subtraction. Again 343, 105, 3 minus 5 we don't know, 4, 3. These are all small things. We can't do it in the examination. Just see one thing. 343 minus 105 will not be, obviously it won't be 34, not 64 and 448 it's not. Why? Because it is not 343 plus 105, it is 343 minus 105. So, it will obviously be 238. Just use small common sense, we can answer this without any calculation. Okay. If an amount of rupees 990 is divided among A, B, C in the ratio 3:4:2, then B will get. See here, 993 is divided among 993 is equals to ABC in the ratio of 3:4:2. Let ABC get 3x, 4x and 2x. So the sum is 990. From this we can find x. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9x is equals to 990. X is equals to 110. So we know the value of x. They are asking how much b will get. So b is 4x, that is 4 into 110, that is 440. See how easy it is. Just you have to assume it. See here, just you have to assume it, the amount of rupees given for A as 3x, B as 4x and C as 2x. Since it is given in ratio, we need to assume it, assume the quantity as 3 times of the original quantity which has been distributed to the particular students. Okay. Let's see the next one. The price of cooking oil increased by 25%. Find by how much percentage a family must reduce its consumption in order to maintain the same budget. This question, this model is so much repeated model. They may change it as 25 to 35, 45 or 36, something like that. But this question is asked in almost all exams like SSC, banking, RRB, in any exam. You need to by heart the question, by heart the steps. Why? Because it is almost asked in any examination. Okay. Let's see how to solve this question. We have a formula for this one, that is decrement in consumption in order to maintain the same budget. See, to maintain same budget is equal to increment by increment plus 100 into 100. So using this formula, increment is 25. So 25 by 25 plus 100 into 100. That is 25 by 125 into 100. 25 ones, 25 fives, 5 ones, 5 20s. Therefore, by 20% a family must reduce its consumption in order to maintain the same budget. Okay, remember this formula, just learn this formula. This is very much important question. It is asked in many examinations, IBPS PO, IBPS clerk, RRB, SSC, railways, everywhere. Okay, so please don't neglect this question especially. Okay, now let's see the next one, the last question. The distance between two stations A and B is 575 kilometers. A and B is 575 kilometers and train A starts from station A at 3 p.m. and move towards the station B at an average speed of 50 kilometers per hour. So this speed A is equals to 50 kilometers per hour, and another train starts from station B at 3:30 p.m. and moves towards station A at an average speed of 60 kilometers. So SB is equals to 60 kilometers per hour. How far from the station A will the trains meet? This is the question. So now first let us see in the first 30 minutes how much distance has the train A has travelled. So speed is given as 50 kilometers per hour and time is 30 minutes, that is half an hour. So we know that distance is equals to speed into time, that is distance is equals to 50 into half, that is 25 kilometers. Okay, and now it is said that the trains are moving in opposite direction, therefore the relative speed is equals to 110 kilometers per hour. This is the relative speed. Now the distance covered by both the trains is, now we will subtract this, that is 575 kilometers minus 25, that is 550 kilometers. This is the distance covered by both the trains, and the speed, this is the and then the time taken to cover the distance is 550 kilometers is the distance, and 110 kilometers per hour is the relative speed. So therefore the time taken is, distance is equals to speed into time. Therefore time is distance by speed, that is 550 by 110, that is 5 hours. Now the distance covered by train A itself in 5 hours is 5 into 50, that is 250, and the time taken by the two trains to meet is this 250 plus at starting this 25 kilometers. The answer is 275 kilometers. 250 plus 25, that is the answer is 275 kilometers, option A. Now I will explain you again for your clarity. See, the distance between two stations A and B is 575. So the stations A and B is 575. A train starts from station A at 3 o'clock and moves towards station B. From station A, it is starting to station B at an average speed of 50 kilometers per hour. So let us say SA is equals to 50 kilometers per hour. And another train starts from station B towards station A with an average speed of 60 kilometers per hour. SB is equals to 60 kilometers per hour. Now we need to find how far from station A will the trains meet. So it is given as, now first we have to find how much distance the train has travelled in the first 30 minutes. So 30 minutes is half an hour. So we know that distance is equals to speed into time. We are finding the distance, distance is equals to 50 into half, that is 25 kilometers. In that first 30 minutes, the train has travelled 25 kilometers. Now we are finding the relative speed. Relative speed is sum of 50 and 60. Why? Because they are in opposite direction. If they are in the same direction, it would be the difference of 50 and 60. So it is 110 kilometers. Now the time taken by, the distance travelled by both the trains will be 575 minus 25, because the second train has started at 3:30 and the first train has started at 3 o'clock. We are subtracting the distance travelled in that 30 minutes. So 575 minus 25, that is 550. So now what we have to find is, this 550 kilometers of distance and 110 kilometer per hour of speed, how much time has taken for this trains to travel. That is, again using this formula, distance is equals to speed into time, we are finding the time as 5 hours. Now finally what we are finding is the time taken by the train A to travel, the distance travelled by the train A in 5 hours is 50 into 5, the speed into time, that is 250 kilometers. But it has also travelled 25 kilometers in the first 30 hours. Therefore we have to add it to this 250 plus 25, which is 275. This is the answer. Like, this is 275 kilometers distance. It is far from the station A the trains will meet. Okay, I hope this is clear for you. I hope all the questions are helpful for you and you can easily understand. If you have any doubts regarding the video, you can tell me in the comment section, and any suggestions regarding the video you can tell me in the comment section. Thank you for watching. Please do practice all the previous questions and also be strong in your fundamentals. These fundamentals are only very much important to crack this examination. You have seen these are very easy if we know the one key point in the question. Okay, please don't neglect the fundamentals and write all the formulas at a place so that it will be very much helpful for you while you are going to the exam. It will be like a glance, you can give a glance in just 10 minutes. Okay, thank you for watching. Please do like, share, subscribe and hit the bell icon for instant notifications. Thank you.